know, I mean, Bill Cosby, that other nut job that's in jail who's got cancer, who's hopefully hanging on by a
Weinstein?
last lane. Yeah, I
Weinstein?
mean, these guys were like, I mean, unbelievable rapists and,
How did Georgina Chapman goes from that to Adrian Brody? I mean, man. I mean, she's drop dead gorgeous. She's done well for herself now.
how does Kylie Jenner go to Timothée Chalamet? I mean, we're hanging out in the wrong circles. I mean,
I mean, listen, I was happy with Tyga, but
me too.
Timothy
I love
Chalamet,
Tyga.
I mean, have you ever seen him with no shirt on? It's nice. But Timothy Chalamet,
Chalamet.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't mind a little Timothy Chalamet. I like what I see. And let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. They are like, do you see the way that these two look at each other? I mean, they are in love. She looks at him, he looks at her, holding the hands. I think this is the real deal. I really do. I think now, listen, I think if Timothy Chalamet were gay, there'd be a line out his door. I think as a famous actor, there's a line out his door. I mean, his first girlfriend was Lourdes Leone, whose mother is a woman named Madonna. But, I think Timothy, lots of girls, I think they like a bigger guy. I think there are days that Timothy Chalamet just looks over and is like, how the hell did I get this? Like, how is this happening to me? But I find him very attractive. And I think she's in love with him, and I think he's in love with her. I think this is the real deal here.
There you have it. Anyway, the Baldoni case continues to I mean, it is so fascinating. It is so, so fascinating. It's it's only going to get better. It's only going to get juicier. I think we're getting a settlement. There's no way these high stakes people are going. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp went to trial because were lovers jilted, These were lovers jilted. These were, his career he thought was over. You didn't really have the implication of other high profile people. And, you had Johnny Depp that held the purse strings more than Amber Heard, who I also think got money donations and things like people, tried to back her and help her. But you weren't like going toe to toe with two billionaires.
Taylor
And
has dropped her best friend. Yeah, I think it's over. I think Taylor.
and if Blake Lively was so sexually harassed by him. Now, do I think she was genuinely creeped out? And do I think Baldoni is this guy that's like too much of a feminist? Yeah, I think it's so much, I think, of the feel, how do we feel? Let's reveal something deep about each other. Let's talk about our past sex addictions. And a lot of people are not like I would eat that up on a set. I'd be like, oh my God, talk to me about, are you talking to my Uncle George? Like, what is he doing?
I
He's
wouldn't.
probably being beat by like some leather god or whatever in the afterlife. Like, give me the scoop. But I'm weird like that. But a lot of people are not. So I do think he was weird, but you can that's different than this set is unsafe. These women are sexually harassed. Hey, all right, give me a twirl, in front of everybody. Let's bend over and see what you look like. I mean, that's like women have been through that. I mean, that's horrendous. He ain't that
Just
guy. I mean, you can just tell he ain't that guy. And I think she and Ryan Reynolds are complete narcissist nut jobs that I think they have to control everything. I think they want the rights. They want further rights to Colleen Hoover's books. They convinced Colleen Hoover of that. She took their side. Now I think Hoover's having second thoughts. And so, and
he's
I think
just
they
more
thought,
believable. He's just more believable, this Baldoni.
I think they thought that, but the part I can't figure out is they knew he was backed by Sarowitz. So I don't know if they thought that Steve Sarowitz was like a pushover that like wouldn't, if they just kind of thought like Steve,
But that's
wouldn't
what I
really
find so interesting about the case. I really
need
do
to.
think it's not even the rich because this guy's ability. It's just like well, it is the rich, but it's the famous. They really just thought they were just gonna push people out of the way and they would run scared.
I think that's true.
I mean, right? How else? I mean, I don't know how else did this get this far? I mean, what did they? I just don't know. It's like what we said. It's like a company doesn't sue a person. A person slips and falls and sues the company, right? Like, you're like kicked off the airplane because you're an unruly passenger and you fall into a protected class and you sue and say you were discriminated against. So it's like It's why would the people that have so much more to lose do this? There are Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds being sued doesn't shock me. I'm shocked Oprah isn't sued every day. She probably is. We just don't hear it. But like, right? Like they had everything to lose. I don't get it. I don't get it. And like, does she really believe her own shit? I mean, that could be the other
Yes.
thing. Is so
Yes.
she's like a narcissist who's just so, because look, I gotta tell you, I know there's editing and everything, but these videos, which are all over the place, I mean, the hundreds of them, thousands of Blake in this interview and that interview,
Yeah,
the new one where she went crazy on the red carpet over the beret. Did you see that one where she had
I did. I'll
they had
kill
the
all. I mean, she's joking, but I think she's
but
kind of half joking. I think she wanted the pictures deleted. And
it's
people
all
are saying
weird. She either has like a weird, she's on the spectrum as a weird personality. Like, I don't know. And I'm not putting people down that are on the spectrum. Just there's something weird about her,
I think you've nailed it. I mean, like I said, if he
right?
was a horrendous person, when you think about Harvey Weinstein, when you think about Bill Cosby, and you look back, the people tried to warn people for many years about Bill Cosby. The National Enquirer, which everyone is like, oh my God, it was so trashy. Well, it was, but then they also had amazing journalists. They had a story about him in the 90s for drugging women and raping women, but he paid them off. They could be bought, you know?
Hmm.
Like, same with Harvey Weinstein. Courtney Love famously came out, said, what, and I don't know what the red carpet question was, something about what would you tell people about getting into Hollywood? Avoid Harvey Weinstein. Brad Pitt went to Harvey Weinstein after
Hmm.
he tried to assault Gwyneth Paltrow and said, if you ever fuck with her again, I will use my name. I will do everything to try to destroy you. And of course, he backed off because Brad Pitt was the biggest star and becoming the biggest star in the world, aside from Tom Cruise. People, if Justin Baldoni was that guy, you don't just like start sexual harassment. It's a long pattern. It's a long time. Jane the Virgin people would have come out and said, yeah, he groped me. He did. You can't find
Hmm.
anybody to say that.
It's a
And I don't know
great
what
point.
Jenny Slate, I don't know what poor Jenny Slate. Hopefully she's getting paid a lot because there's another one whose career is going to be down the tube. I mean, these guys don't just like start that. Once their names are out there, people come out of the woodwork.
That's true.
They come
You
out of the
can't.
woodwork and they go, because these guys do this for a very long time.
You
My
have a
co-host
point.
Kane, my co-host Kane, I mean, now he wasn't a sexual harasser, but he was a throw keys, kick trash cans, take a bat to things. I mean, he was unhinged, violent, erratic, an addict, and people knew it for years. People knew it. I left, Sammy left, Mel left, Danny left. I mean, so many people left. We should have sued. Greatest mistake ever. Not suing iHeart.
You should have said
Definitely would have won. Oh my God, would have won. Would have won.
you
Started
would have
recording
won.
all of it. Oh my God, would have walked away with probably a $4 million law, settlement.
You never would have gone to court, and
You got it. You got it.
you would have been given some money under the table, right?
And people knew what Kane was like even before he got to Hot 99.5. It's just that the behavior got worse with fame and money. And then sadly, and this was a father. Sadly, he died of a drug overdose 4 years ago and has left two girls without a dad.